Hi Adil, thank you for this letter. Hello, Mr. Bob Fowler. I am writing to inform you clearly about central heating system which stopped working. So you started from the very beginning. I am writing to inform you, so I can see here that you're talking about a formal letter. Very good. About central heating system. So central heating system, you've got the adjectives and you've got the noun. Because it is a topic that is well known, everybody knows what a central heating system is, we're going to use a certain determiner, if you like. Another word for what is needed here would be an article. But I'd like you to think about what article could go there. Remember, central heating system is something that is well known to everybody. So what article do you think would be needed there? I'm writing to inform you clearly about something, central heating system, which stopped working. Okay. As you know, we don't really need this extra space. Thank you, comma. Weather is too cold. Again, weather is an aspect which is very well known to everybody. So once again, we're going to use it with a specific article, please. So I'm going to underline this once again. Think about what article we would use there for weather, central heating system, sun, earth. These are aspects, topics that are well known to everybody, so they have a specific article. Weather is too cold and I need to take a shower. Warm house. Again, house is a topic which is well known to everybody. So we're going to underline this again. Again, the same article you would use here, you use here, and you will use here. The same article is used in all three. Warm, house, and also hot water for washing. So you have used one main verb, I need, infinitive to take a shower, I need warm house. So if you have used the infinitive here, then you would need to use the same pattern here. So again, I'm going to underline this aspect. We've got one main verb for the whole sentence, and following that, any other verbs which follow in your sentence therefore need to be infinitives. I need to take a shower. Again, the main verb you'll be using, but you haven't written it down again. I need something, warm house, and also hot water for washing. I rent this flat with all of these equipments. Equipment is a word that, whether you use it in the single or the plural form, it is not actually countable. S suggests that something is countable. So I'd like you to take a look at this again, please. Equipment is a word that is not countable. With all of these equipments, because I want to be comfortable, but it is spent hardly. Okay, you've got an adverb here which suggests you want to describe the verb, the verb of spending money. That's absolutely fine. You've used the adverb, but I think we might have a better alternative for the adverb here. So I'd like you to take a look at this again, please. And also, we don't need a space between the adverb and the full stop. Very good. So the part of the question asked, the problem is central heating. Write to your landlord, explain the situation, explain the problem, and also explain what you would like him to do regarding this matter. You've explained the first paragraph very nicely. Let's move on to the second paragraph. Heating system is old. Okay, once again, heating system is a topic that is well known to everybody. So I'm going to once again ask that you take a look and see what article could be used here. Again, we're using the same article which has been used before. Heating system is old and I have repaired it several times just for the bit problems. However, I think it should be changed logically. Okay, So heating system is old and I have repaired it several times. This is where one clause ends. You could have a comma, and we don't need an extra space here. Just for the bit problems, I think you might need another adjective here. So I think you're talking about small or little problems. So if you could take a look at this word once again, please, just for the something else problems. However, now when we have a conjunction such as however, that suggests that you are linking two sentences or two clauses. So can I suggest here, I'm going to put a little gap, can I suggest that you use some form of punctuation here? Okay, so it's entirely up to you if you want to use a full stop and then start your sentence, which would mean a capital, or if you want to use a comma. That's entirely up to you, but we definitely need some form of punctuation here. Before the word however, we need some form of punctuation. It's entirely up to you what you want to use. However, I think it should be changed logically. We've got should, which is a verb we use. It's a modal verb. Very good. Should be change. This, if I'm not mistaken, you're trying to use the passive voice. Is that right? So in the formula that we use for the passive voice, we have should, very good, it should be, and then we use a certain form of the verb. We don't use the present simple base of the verb, we use it in a different form. So would you kindly take a look at this as well, please? I think it should be change logically, and logically there is a little spelling mistake there if you'd like to take a look at that word as well. Okay, but here, well done, you're using the passive voice because we don't actually have the subject of the action in the sentence, so you've used it very well there. Yes, just a little spelling mistake. In other hand, okay, so we're going to have a little bit of a space. It's the beginning of the sentence, so could I ask you to check your spelling again there, please? Plus the fact, when we use other hand, we might need to use a different preposition. All this together will form a phrase. That means we're talking about another side of an argument. Okay, or we're moving on to another aspect. We use a different preposition to in. I'd like you to see, think about what other preposition we could use. Plus the fact, don't forget that it's the beginning of the sentence, so we need to make sure that we start with capital. In other hand, if I want to do legal, if I want to do what? Legal. And legal, you want to describe do, which is the action, so it's going to have a different form. Legal is an adjective here. If you want to use an adjective, you need to be describing the noun, the person, which is I. If you want to describe I, you need to change the verb to be. If I want to be legal. But here you have the verb do, which suggests that your word here is going to describe the verb, which means it needs to be an adverb. So kindly take a look at that again, please. If I want to do something legal, do what? Legal. Okay, so we might need to think of pardon me, a pronoun that we need to use here. If I want to do what? Legal. I shouldn't do it, and it belongs to landlord expenses. Yes, so I think you want to say that it's not my responsibility. It belongs to landlord expenses. Okay. I can find someone to repair it, but payment should be paid by you. Again, you've used the same formula that you used before, should be pay, which suggests that you're using the passive voice because you have by you at the end of the sentence. So once again, would you take a look at the form of your main verb, please, if you want to use the passive voice. The sentence is correct. Kindly take a look at the form of the verb that you have here for the passive voice. I can find someone to repair it, but payment should be pay by you because it's part of consumption equipments. Okay, can I suggest a different wording here, please? First of all, remember that equipments is not countable, as we suggested before, and also consumption equipments, because it's part of consumption equipments. What word do you think, or words could we use here that means it is basically part of the furniture that comes and is included in the rent? I think that's what you're trying to say. So if you could think of an alternative set of words to come there to better express what you're trying to say. So you have explained your suggestions, you've explained the problem initially, and then you've explained your suggestions, and now you want to clearly tell the landlord what you want to happen next. I want to ask you to investigate it and send someone to repair it, please. Okay, so first of all, you suggested that you can find someone to repair it, but then the payment should be the landlord's responsibility. And then you say, I want you to find someone to repair it. So that's a little bit of a contradiction there, isn't it? Do you want to find someone, or do you want the landlord to find someone to repair it? Okay, so we just need to bear that in mind. I am waiting, pardon me, for your response as soon as possible. Fantastic. So this sentence here, if you would kindly take a look at it again, the grammar and the spelling and everything are absolutely fine. It's just that it's contradicting what you've said here before. Okay? I am waiting for your response as soon as possible. Thanks for consideration. Thanks for whose consideration? I think you're trying to say thanks for your consideration. Is that right? Yours sincerely. You've used sincerely here because you know who you have written to, which is correct. And finally, you've got your name down there. Fantastic. So you've written a very good letter there. Well done. I'm going to pinpoint the strengths of your letter. First of all, you answered all parts to the question in a logical order or form. Very good, well done. Secondly, you used a good range of vocabulary. And apart from a couple of minor little setbacks, the spelling was correct, which again is very good. Okay, you've used good examples of the passive voice. We don't usually use passive voice in a letter because we know the subject and we know the objective, but you have made it work, which is credit to you. Well done, well done. Okay, and you've used the correct register, you've used the name, and in accordance to that, you've used yours sincerely, you've paragraphed it. So the paragraphing, the sentencing, all of these were absolutely spot on. Areas for improvement. So for next time, could I suggest that you review spelling, and also if you could review the tense or form of the base verb in your passive structures, please, just to make sure that we are using the correct tense and the correct base of the verb. And just a suggestion of alternative words where I have underlined. Apart from that, it's a very, very good letter that you've written. You've answered all parts to it. Your vocabulary obviously is very good. You've shown your vocabulary, just a few little touches here and there, and I think you'll be spot on. Fantastic. Thank you for that.